Hello everyone. In this lecture we are going to learn about design of saddle support baseplate. Our flagship courses are Master Static Equipment Design and PVElite, ASME Section 8 Division 2, and Master Welded Storage Tank, as per API 650. We have curated courses to suit your learning needs. So do visit our learning platform for more details on scutoid.thinkific.com.
How to design the base plate. Again, we'll start with how it will fail. Okay. So now see, the base plate can be of two different arrangements. Okay. For both the different arrangement, the calculation is different. Okay. We will talk about the centrally located. When web is in center, then how the calculation will be done. That is what we'll see. Okay. Now, this is the Q which is acting. Again, the load is same. For the same load, we are trying to design. Because of this load, because the base plate is supported on typically on concrete, it may be steel also. So basically fully supported, okay, uniformly supported. Now, so because of this load, if we just see the first calculation, it's basically nothing but bearing. Okay, so bearing stress. Area is very large, so bearing stress is going to be really small. But now how does it fail? Is it the bearing stress which will fail your base plate? Will that govern? What do you think? So this is how that load is coming. Okay, now you try to visualize. Let us imagine, okay, that wherever that base plate is kept, okay, it is a soft ground. Let us consider it is a very soft kind of ground. Okay, let us say it's a soil, just for better visualization. So what will happen? Just try to visualize that all the load, that basically the Q is getting transferred to that base plate via web plate, which is located at the centrally. Okay, centrally location it is there, right? Now, if it is soil, what will happen? How this base plate will behave? Can you visualize? Definitely that center portion will be experiencing more stress. If you consider all the plate is taking uniformly, then BA stress, just divide Q by the total area. So now you can visualize that bending may happen. Now, how bending is happening basically? So it is trying to compress this part, the centrally part, all the load is going. Okay. The web plate will be buckling, not the base plate, right? So base plate will not buckle. So all the load is coming centrally here at the center. Now what will happen because of that? That is what you have to visualize. So this is the load which is coming. So at the center, you can consider it's very fixed, because that web plate is also there. So it will not move. But what about other parts? That there will be a bending happening of that base plate, okay, around the width, U-shape bending. Okay, it will try to become like U. Okay, because all the load is going at the center, so it cannot move anywhere. So it's kind of fixed. If you just think about this base plate, okay, so at the center it is very fixed, because of the web plate. At the edges there is a uniform load, so it's kind of cantilever fixed at one end, and there is a uniform load coming. Okay, so if that is a scenario, definitely bending will happen. Okay, if the failure mechanism is clear, calculation also will be pretty clear. Okay, so first we'll base bearing pressure calculation is very easy. Total Q divided by the total area. That is basically the bearing pressure. But that bearing pressure or bearing stress, whatever you call, that will be less. Okay. Now what we spoke about is that, okay, the moment, okay, which is getting created by this bearing pressure. Okay. So this bearing pressure, I can consider it as a linear force. What I'm trying to apply, I want to apply the uniform load on a typical beam. Okay, a single member fixed at one end. So the center is basically the end where it is fixed, and there is uniform load. So I can convert this bearing pressure into linear load, okay, by multiplying with the total length. I can calculate it I can convert it into a linear load. Now, once I have that, I can definitely apply this moment formula for a typical BIM uniform load into the distance, which is nothing but F by 2. Okay, the distance, total distance is F by 2. So uniform load into distance square divided by 2. That is the moment created by a uniform load, okay, on a cantilever beam. Okay, so this is a universal formula. So I can use that, okay, and calculate the moment. Okay, once I have the moment, divide that by section modulus, I have the stress also, right? So that is the reason I want to calculate moment first. So now the moment I got is QF divided by 8. Okay. Now, what about bending stress? That is M by Z. Okay. Moment, which we have already calculated, divided by the section modulus. Now, section modulus of which shape? Which shape is bending, basically? Yes, rectangle. The face you see here. Okay. Which face? This one, can you see this? This is the rectangle which is going in bending, right? So that is the section modulus of that shape I need. Okay. So A is the total length and TB is the thickness of the base plate. Y is the distance of the neutral axis. That's basically Y will be TB by 2, right? So what will be the section modulus? Section modulus is MMQ. Remember, I by Y. Yes. So just do that. Calculate I. I you already know. We discussed so much about I. You know the neutral axis. You know which width, means which dimension is perpendicular to that axis. Y. Y is TB by 2. A TB square divided by 6. That will be my Z, right? I, first of all, I is A TBQ by 12 divided by TB by 2. So A TB square divided by 6, right? So now I have section modulus. I have the moment which is acting. So I can calculate the bending stress, right? But now, we don't calculate bending stress. We want to find the thickness. Okay. So I can have this FB. I can take that FB as a allowable bending stress. And then I'll be able to find the thickness also of the base plate. Okay. Because this is the simple stress which is coming on the base plate, which is governing. So the thickness is decided by this. Okay. This is the calculation. Okay. So FB, the allowable stress, we can take 0.66, which is, for bending we take. So we can calculate the thickness of the base plate using this formula.
For in-depth training and to learn more about these courses, register with the link in the description.